Hello everybody, Patrick Glenn Nichols, Muscle Car Barn Finds, and today I'm here to do a authentication inspection for an individual with this beautiful 1970 Chevelle SS 396. There has been some changes, there has been a lot of reproduction parts, but the actual restoration job in the paint and body is actually really beautiful. I'll go around the car and give you some basic tips on what happened here as far as the inspection. I will not be able to certify this car as authentic. I'll write up a report based on my findings and give an informed opinion about the origin of this car. I believe this car was born an SS 396, 350 horsepower, not a SS 454. The total drivetrain is missing. I do believe the rear axle to be original to the car, but that does not prove anything. We have some original pieces here to be super sport items, but again, those items, like we've talked about in the past, can and were optional on the Malibu. So we will start from here and I will go around the car and give you a basic walk around of what we have here of this beautiful 70 Chevelle SS 396. Right off the bat, you can see it has Goodyear polyglass tires with no size. As far as my past history and anything that I have looked at over the years, I am unaware of any 70 Chevelle, to my knowledge, survivor that has ever surfaced with original tires without the size, with the 69 tires. This would be considered a 1969 tire, which just said polyglass. A 70 model would have the size, which would say polyglass F7014. So of course those are reproduction tires, but it should have the size. All 5 of the wheels that I've looked at are not original to the car. Some of them are June YAs, which would be for a 69, way back in June of 69. This is an April built car from Van Nuys, California. It's very sunny out here. I'm down here in Cocoa Beach, Florida, where this car may be coming up for sale soon. And it's a very beautiful car. Like I said, the restoration is beautiful, but there's a lot of things incorrect. A lot of reproduction here. Pretty much the entire engine bay has been replaced, but one really neat, cool feature about this car is it does have an authentic LS6 engine from an Atlanta, Georgia assembled 70 Chevelle, and I will try to focus on that, which is very difficult, but we have in the past, and you can see now, there we have it, February 20th. And then we have the 138.6, looks like 08 VIN sequence for an original 70 Chevelle LS6 4-speed. And we've got, right off the bat, you see we have a top post battery, which would be correct for a 396. And even I've seen some of the early 454s, very rare, but they should have the side post battery. The radiator has been changed in this car. This is an air conditioning car, so we all know that this could not have had an LS6 engine right off the bat, but it does have an LS6 engine in the car now. That caution keep fingers clear decal is incorrect. This radiator top plate should be changed. It should have the tab that we've talked about before right here that matches the lower tab on the radiator support. This car does have the correct radiator support, which is very important for an air conditioning big block car, which definitely had with the 4-speed, the PA code radiator with the IF driver's side tank, and that's what this car should have. And you can see some of the incorrect, the hood latch and the hood hinges are painted. That's incorrect. They should be plated. The GM hoses should not have GM markings on them. They should be just regular ribbed hoses. The valve covers have been changed. Those are not original to the 70 models. The tabs are in the wrong location. And of course they are triple chrome plated, which is incorrect. We have an HEI distributor which runs better, but of course that's incorrect. We have metal inner fenders on a Van Nuys built car. This car should have plastic inner fenders. And also we have the later version. We've talked about this before. That is the later version, even on the steel. So even if this was correct to have steel inner fenders, this car is built too early, being in April. in order for that swap over. So that's an incorrect metal inner fender as well. We see the power brake, booster, and the master cylinder is incorrect. We've got markings on hoses. The washer, windshield washer is incorrect. That's not a correct GM, but we do have provision for cowl induction and U14 gauges. And one really critical part about this car did survive. It appears to have survived the original cowl induction hood. Now that does not prove this car to be a super sport car, but it does add to your arsenal of the way this car was born. So we know it appears the car had cowl induction and U14 gauges. The cowl induction solenoid is in the incorrect spot. It was not attached behind the firewall gutter. That is incorrect as well. But we do have an authentic LS6 4-speed engine in this car. Now let's survey the cowl tag, which the car does show up to be exactly the way you see it. Okay, 13637, we know that's two-door hardtop. We see the 70 before that. And the BL, that's the designation of what we've been over before for the Van Nuys assembly plant. And then we got the 075, I believe that's 89, I believe that is, which is the body number. But the main thing we're focusing on here is the 756 trim, which is black bucket seats, and then the 75 upper and lower, and then the second week of April. And then of course we've been over the rest, that's data figures. But again, the main thing we're focusing on here, the car does show up. This is a real red car with black bucket seat interior, air conditioning, and is looking to be an SS 396 350 horsepower car. The rear axle to the car is dated March of 1970, CCF, which is 331 ratio, positive traction for L34. I do believe that's what we have here. Like I said, all 5 of the wheels are incorrect. It does appear that the Super Sport fenders did last or make it with this car. They are, the SS 454 emblems are spot on, although that should be a 396. This is not a 454 car. We have looked at the body and the doors. There is no evidence that there was ever any Malibu molding in this location. And we have some evidence of a patch panel on the driver's side quarter panel, but not a patch panel on the passenger side. The markings are very faint, but I do believe the quarter panels to this car are still in there. They left the quarters in and patched the car. That would have been the way I would have recommended restoring this car myself. Please forgive the glare. We have a lot of sunshine today, which I'm thankful for. Okay, the majority of the entire interior has been replaced with reproduction interior, including the dash. We have a Super Sport dash on site, but again, that does not prove that the car was born a Super Sport model, because U14 tack and gauges was available on the Malibu. And at that point, like we spoke before, you got the round style Super Sport gauges. Now let's make our way around to the back. But again, I can't stress enough how pretty and how nice this car is. This is a very nice restoration job. The paint and the body is just, will knock you down. It's that pretty. And we'll go back down on this side, and I'll try to do my best to show you the paint and the body all around the car. This car may be coming up for sale in the near future. I am not sure at this point. This is not the original spare, which we've been over before. You can see that the entire trunk area has been restored. The trunk spatter paint is incorrect. It would be a lot more, the bigger dots for Van Nuys, more like a hair excuse me, it's more of like hair substance on a Van Nuys trunk on an original style Van Nuys spattered paint. Of course, we got a reproduction sticker over here. And Jack and but the car did, I believe, we do not have documentation, but it's my opinion the car was born with positive traction. Now we'll go down this side of the car. Now this is the side of the car, this quarter panel, the passenger side quarter panel did not receive a patch panel. And it is pretty much flawless. And I will show you, we have the trim ring off of this. And you can see we have June 23rd YA. Definitely not correct for an April of 70. So 10 months later, incorrect wheel. You can see, if you notice the molding on the lower portions, most, I wouldn't say all, most all 70 Chevelles were born without the lower molding. But like I said, the majority, if not all, of the interior has been replaced. It looks very well, it's just not original. The transmission to the car is out of a 68 model. It's not original to the car. 660 casing, but it's out of a 68 model with a 68 VIN. Got a passenger side mirror. Of course, it was not born with that mirror, and that is not a 70 model style rear view mirror on top of that. This side as well seems to be a assembly line fender on this side as well, and the S's are spot on, but it should be 396. And the cow grills, this right here, they were never born with those. They should be removed. That's incorrect. And back one more time and under the engine bay. A lot of things incorrect, but the car runs good, drives good, sounds good. The engine is very healthy, and it's an authentic LS6 out of an Atlanta car, 4-speed. But we're talking about a 50-year-old car here with beautiful cranberry red paint, 4-speed, air conditioning car. I don't believe this is the car that the owner will take and fix and repair or replace all of the incorrect restoration flaws and or reproduction parts. This is a good car for somebody to take and enjoy. And believe me, nothing turns heads more than a beautiful bright red with black stripes 70 Chevelle like this car. Straight as an arrow. Most people, 99% of the people, don't have a clue of the things that we look for and we talk about. So when you break it down, if you want a car to enjoy, this is a good car. You can see that the door seal plates are replacements. And we had the original Super Sport dash, or so we feel like, the one that was taken out of the car right here. Again, that does improve the car to be an SS model, none of which, the F41 suspension, the power brakes, the power disc brakes, the bucket seats, the tack and gauges, cowl and none of that proves the car to be an SS. It just builds a very, very, very solid case. But without the engine or some sort of documentation, we can't put a certification on this car. At that point, it's just speculation. But I do recommend this car to anybody that's looking for a really nice 70 Chevelle with an LS6 engine with air conditioning. If you want an LS6 with air, which is incorrect, but this thing's got the power, according to the owner. Very powerful muscle car, and it runs and drives well. Beautiful car. Now, we could go on for another 5 or 10 minutes about the incorrect pieces and parts to this car, but this car was never restored to be 100% correct and authentic. It was restored to the liking of some individual, and it's a pretty car. And in my opinion, I do believe this car was born an SS396 car. But that's all we have at this point, is an informed opinion. Really nice car. I'm Patrick Glenn Nichols, Muscle Car Barn Finds. If you need assistance authenticating your 1970 Chevelle and you want a thorough inspection and walk around video done, or you have a rare find to share, like I've said before, it doesn't have to be Chevy, it doesn't have to be a Chevelle, it can be Mopar, Ford, anything epic and muscle car, I will definitely love to video. But I will definitely help you authenticate your 70 Chevelle as part of what I do. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate all the input, especially the positive. Not everything has to be positive. As long as we keep it nice, I appreciate all input whatsoever. Thanks again for watching. More videos on the way.